Welcome, my friends. Thank you for joining me. Let's do a bit of simple, quiet standing together. Remember that before you begin, it can be nice to loosen up a little bit. Do some self-massage if you need to. Rotate your joints. If, for instance, your knees tend to get sore, or maybe it's your feet, and so you can do a little bit of spiraling and opening, some self-massage. If your shoulders tend to become an obstruction for you, roll them a little bit, maybe do some swings. We have lots of Qigong options available for you. Do whichever ones help you to loosen up the most. Maybe free up your neck. Take the time that you need in order to make this practice comfortable, restful, and easy. Softening open. And for the people who are joining us that have just randomly found us on the internet, welcome. This is a longer series of classes, and so it can be useful to check down in the description box. Find the link there that will take you back to the introduction, to some videos teaching you about basic standing posture and what it is that we're trying to accomplish in this practice. It's a great practice for beginners, but still useful to start at video labeled number 1, or introduction. And for everyone else that has been with me this whole time, you should be noticing some pretty substantial differences in how your body is functioning from these simple letting go practices. So powerful. Letting go and then letting go more. Allowing this softness to accumulate in the body, in the breath. And likewise, your mind softens. It becomes less agitated. It becomes more comfortable and at home in the moment, in your body. Remember that joke of trying to soften harder. We're not doing anything. Instead, we are allowing. We're making space for things to happen on their own. So we release the weight of the head upward. Crown of the head moving up. And yet we're not trying to push the head up, as some of my past teachers tried to force me to do. Instead, what we're doing is we're creating the conditions within which the neck is released, and there's this sense of lightness, and the head is released upward. The weight is dispersed easily rather than being something that weighs down on your upper back, pulling down on your shoulders. As you soften your face, there's an expression that you'll take, depending on your face. But if you try to force that facial expression, It's like trying to force a smile. It's not the same thing. It doesn't work. Instead, you want to release your face into this gentle expression of calm, contentment, presence. Whatever that face looks like, it's your face. We want to love our face. But this face is the result of deep softness, spaciousness. The arms naturally lengthen, falling by the sides of the body. Remember, they're not collapsed in front or pulled back in some way, not holding them down. Instead, we release them along the sides of the body so that there's this alignment, more or less with the side seam of the pants and your middle finger. And there's a kind of softening long, a lengthening that occurs, just like with the neck, but through the arms, a loosening. But if you tried to force this and push your arms long or pretend that they're loose like you're a breakdancer or something, it's not the same. You have to let go. Find that quality that allows your body to release, whatever that is for you. Your chest will release slightly. If it was chronically held up in some tense space, you may find that it sinks a little bit. But if you try to push your chest in, that's something completely different. You can't force your chest to release. You can only let go and make space for that to happen. Likewise, if your chest is compressed, then when you release it, you may find that it expands and opens. Moving to a neutral posture. Your upper back softens open, your shoulder blades release down the back and away from the spine. If these are the scapula, feel them sink as you soften. And if they were pulled tight against your spine before, let them release open and down. Not so that your shoulders collapse, but again, because they release open to the sides. If you tried to pull your shoulder blades down, you would freeze your upper back, freeze your neck. That's not how this works. We let go. So you're noticing this theme for today. We're creating the space within which something happens on its own, these causes and conditions, this Dao Fa Ci Ren, the way of the Tao, the way that this process happens for us is automatic. It's self-so. It happens on its own. We just hold a certain special space, and in that space, changes happen. This is the special space. The method is softness, stillness, release. Feel your abdomen soften. Release your belly. This culture has an obsession with clenching the abdomen at all times, tightening our core. We want our abdomen to be soft and strong, released, open. That also frees the rib side, that frees the lower back, because all of this works together. As you soften open the lower back, you'll find your hips settling. Your tailbone naturally sinks down a little bit. If I'm exaggerating with my hand here, if this is my sacrum, it kind of sinks down. Not because you tuck your hips, but rather because your lower back, which has been frozen in this position, suddenly has the chance to release backward. Reshaping the body, and again, making it easier for your shoulders to release, your neck to soften, your chest to become more easy, your belly to soften. More and more comfortable each time, with each transformation. You might notice that your breath becomes more comfortable as well. The breath can be tricky because habitually most people control their breath anytime that they pay attention to it. And they have no idea how to let it go. And so if that's you, just pay special attention to releasing control of the breath. You can ignore the breath entirely if you need to at this point. Eventually, the breath is completely released. We're not controlling it at all. The breath can eventually become soft, long, deep, slow. It has this profound quality of tranquility, and it penetrates through the tissues in the body and changes with each movement. It's an amazing practice, this breath practice. But it has to be one that's completely disinhibited and spontaneous. It can't be something that we control or force. And so at this stage, the practice, like with everything else, is letting go. Noticing the breath, but don't touch it. Instead, change your body so that the breath has space within which to deepen and to become more comfortable. Wherever and however it likes to move. It's all okay at this point. If you notice there's a restriction on the inside for your breath, let that restriction go, that constriction, contraction, obstruction. And by paying attention to the breath in that way, you can begin to release the inside of your body. You may find it difficult to feel the inside of your body at this stage. Again, eventually that's very important as a skill. But the breath acts almost like a sonar. It's moving in and you're getting feedback based on where the breath is able to move and where it gets stuck. What's going on inside? And so if you find the breath moves easily into one half of the body but not into the other hemisphere, you know that you're restricted on that side. And so by paying attention to the movement of the breath and where it gets stuck, and without using any force or strong intent, you're simply paying attention to letting go of that invisible space inside. And not only does that restriction begin to ease over time with this practice, but also your awareness begins to fill that space, because awareness and chi are part of the same substance, we'll say. Softening the hips and the glutes. There's a kind of gentle rounding that occurs through here. This is the gua, this connecting point through the hips, the leg, all the way through and under. This space rounds, this softens open. As I soften my hips, my knees gently bend. My ankles gently bend. The weight drops toward my feet. And again, if I did it incorrectly, and I sort of folded at the hip and maybe bent my knees and then tried to flex my ankles in some strange way, push my weight down, you end up in a space where you'll always be in pain. So instead, if I simply straighten my hips, my knees, my ankles are in a neutral position, and then I gently sit. You've heard me talk about sitting into the posture. Gently sit through the hips. That automatically will release the back a little bit more. It'll automatically soften the knees, the ankles, the weight drops through to the feet more easily. And so instead of trying to force each joint to move to where you think it's supposed to be, gently release the hips, dropping down, even if it's just a centimeter or so. It doesn't have to be much. Your legs are still essentially straight. They're just unlocked so that the weight can drop through, allowing you to release and soften even further. Don't fake it. Instead, find a way to let go. It's not about holding a certain posture, it's about the relationships you're creating inside the posture. And those relationships, of course, are a way of talking about chi flow. Releasing behind your knees, softening the lower legs. Let the weight drop through the center of the foot. Toes are soft. Just another 10 minutes of practice. Remember to rest when you need to. If you start to find yourself tightening up, or there's a point when you've used up your energy and it's no longer easy, it's now becoming a chore and you're squeezing, you've started practicing the wrong thing. So just sit down and rest. Come back to standing once you've rested a little bit. Likewise, even though we teach the standing one joint and one section at a time by necessity, as you stand here, don't hyper-focus on any one place. It's okay to pay attention to a space here and there, but during this practice in particular, you want to have your awareness quiet and open. And you'll notice that your awareness moves around. It'll feel one space, it'll notice another place, letting go. You have this very gentle, quiet intention of softening open, but you don't have to try. And in fact, if you start to try, that will become the obstruction toward your letting go. Take your time. Your awareness is soft and open and gentle. When your mind wanders away, release the distraction. Don't pull your mind back. Don't try to concentrate. Soften open. Remember that you're not trying to hold still, freeze in some position. It's okay to have small natural movements wash their way through. It's actually good. Something will release, your whole body will adjust. Some chi will wash through a new space, your whole system adjusts again. It's natural and good. You are a living organism and your body should reflect that. Don't try to turn yourself into a block of ice or a stone statue. And when you feel ready, shaping your body, your breath, your awareness, your whole being, so that chi naturally flows down into the middle dantian space between your navel and your spine. It might feel good to lengthen your body by keeping your legs relatively straight. And if you can, like if you've done the Badoanjin set before, see if you can keep your spine relatively straight and lengthened all the way down, or however far you can, just as a way to open your hips differently. You can also do this by bending your knees. This can be nice if you have knee tension from standing. But the goal is to simply soften, aid circulation, reaching all the way through to the toes. I know that in the beginning of standing, oftentimes, if we're still quite tight, we'll start to have impediments to circulation. And so maybe our hands and feet get cold or sore. And of course, you would want to stop and move around a little bit if that starts to happen. You don't want to wait until you get stiff. But at the end, if you find yourself a bit stiff, practices like this will help. You can do these throughout the day. You should do these throughout the day, if they're helpful. Ah, wonderful. Ooh, grab a chair. Great. Getting comfortable, settling. You can do a bit of the Song Jing breath to let everything release and become easy inside. Each time that you exhale through your mouth and soften through, release the weight to the chair, soften through to the ground. Just as with standing, making space so that your neck decompresses, crown of your head falls upward so that you become more stable, more through in your body. Let your breath be full and easy, filling your abdomen, your chest, your back, your whole torso with breath. You don't have to force it. We're simply making space. Eventually it gets easier and easier to breathe because there's no impediment. So as you exhale and you soften, because you're letting go, notice that it makes you a bit taller. Your body lengthens because you're letting go. As you exhale and soften and sink, the crown of the head falls upward even more. And as you inhale, and you allow your mind to settle into stillness, your emotions to calm, recognizing that this quality of the mind, the thinking mind, because there's many qualities of the mind, this thinking quality that we often identify with and that is often disturbing to us, it's actually part of the body, which is why if your body starts to freak out or you take a drug or maybe you're on a menstrual cycle, you'll notice the quality of your mind changes. If your body's tired, the quality of your mind changes. So recognizing that this aspect of your mind it's in your body. It's part of you. It's a physical experience. It's one of your senses. And structure your body in the way that you would structure your body for your breath. Make it a comfortable, spacious place. Soften your body so that your mind begins to soften. Notice this soft, comfortable breath and how that affects the quality of the mind. If you try to control the mind, like anything else, it tightens up, it gets worse. So instead, again, we're creating the conditions, making space within which the mind begins to settle and calm on its own. It begins to work with you instead of against you. If you've ever been in a room that's very cluttered and chaotic, maybe there's lots of noise, maybe they have crazy zigzag wallpaper or something, and in that space, it's very difficult, or much more difficult, to quiet the mind, to settle. It's an unsettling place by nature. People who are often unsettled on their own tend to be gravitated to those kinds of places because it matches their internal quality. So they make the external environment match their internal quality. And so one of the reasons we choose a quiet, clean, safe space to practice in is because that external quality starts to become mirrored more easily on the inside. It's the same with the body. If our body is chaotic, stressed out, some version of a zigzag pattern running through your torso, this becomes a difficult space for your mind to rest. You want to make a comfortable home for your mind. You want to clean it up a little bit, dust it out. And the more comfortable your body becomes, you'll notice the quality of your mind adjusts. So don't try to control your mind any more than you try to control your body. Instead, let go, create a space within which it settles on its own. Spend as long as you need with the Songjing breath, and at some point, it naturally fades away and you're quietly sitting, comfortably aware. Just another 10 minutes. Your body, your mind, your breath, your emotions, all of these various qualities of your experience. They're settled and calm, comfortable, free of control and tension, trying to be something in particular. Just here, easy, soft. You want this to become the general state within which you practice Qigong meditation, and of course even just day-to-day life, this comfortable, easy, free place. This has to be foundational to your practice. Everything that you do from here on out rests in this open space. Quiet attention without intention. Your body's open without being held. Your breath is free without being controlled. Feeling peaceful without letting yourself fall into agitation and boredom and self-recrimination and all of those cycles that we fall into. We're simply here. Warming your hands. Take your time. My hands always get very hot when I meditate or practice in any way. But if your hands start to get cold, you want to circulate a little bit, maybe move during your practice, or just dress more warmly. That can be a solution too, wear gloves. But do warm your hands until they feel warm to the touch, then put them on your body. Don't put cold hands on your body. Make sure your feet are warm. These all will help to make your practice easier and better. Rubbing your chest. I have a microphone there. Softening your solar plexus. This is an area where people can tend to build up a lot of emotional tension. And so by softening and releasing this area, either, again, with the breath, you can allow the breath to move just into the solar plexus as it becomes free. Loosening there, loosening the rib side. Same thing, you can let the breath expand the ribs, not by pushing it, but by letting go of the constriction there. It's the same theme over and over again. This skill of letting go and just being here is so powerful. It's funny that it's so often neglected. Maybe it just doesn't feel special enough or something. What were you doing for an hour? Well, I was just being there. Got really good at it. Thank you, my friends. So your homework, as usual, is to notice those times when you're just trying too hard. And you know those qualities for yourself. They'll show up in trying too hard in your relationships, or maybe you're playing a sport or a musical instrument or something that should be fun, and the whole time you're busily berating yourself for not being good enough, or you're doing anything and you want to do it better. And instead of cultivating that quality, cultivate this ability to let go and be present that we've been working on. Call into that moment this deep, soft presence and watch how it transforms everything. You can do it. I believe in you. Enjoy your practice.